This segment is brought to you by Gin Gators. We sink our teeth into service.
Welcome to Bayou Time. I'm Jacob DeGate, and I'm now joined by the mayor of Thibodaux, Kevin Claymore. Thank you very much for joining us,
Absolutely,
Mayor.
Jacob. Thanks for having me.
All righty. A lot going on in Thibodaux at this time of year.
Yeah.
Of course, we have all the football camps that are going on at Nichols. Can you talk a little bit about, what that means to the city of Thibodaux?
So, each camp is unique in its own structure, but the benefactor of that is the city of Thibodaux. Each camp brings in a huge amount of people from out of town. They spend their money, they buy their gas, they stay in our hotels, and a lot of them stay in an hour radius. So there's a ton of activity that happens in Houma and Terrebonne Parish, as well as just Thibodaux and Lafourche also. The first one is going on this weekend. It starts this Saturday. It's the offensive and defensive lineman camp. Coach Don Rodrigue and they started this camp. I don't have the year they started this, but it's attended by over 700 kids. And these kids come from, I think Coach Rodrigue told me, 13 different states this year. They're registered to come to this camp. So over 700 stay on campus. And once again, they don't just all drive there, right? Their mom and dads are out eating in our restaurants, buying our gas. So they host this. All three camps are hosted at Nichols, and you could see them now. They're working on their techniques. Most of it is done in the front lots of Nichols State University, but they also utilize the main field and the new covered practice facility. And then at the end of this month, on June 26th, you're going to see a huge influx of people coming in from the Manning Passing Academy. I think last year they had over 1,200 participants.
Wow.
Not exactly sure how many are coming this year. I hadn't had the totals yet, but that's a 4-day event. It starts on Thursday. We host a little reception for them, and it culminates in either on, I think it's Friday night this year, that they have the Air It Out competition. It's held at John Guidry Stadium. The stadium is packed. That's Nichols' main revenue source right there for this camp. Nichols gets all the proceeds from the gate and from the trinkets and merchandise that they sell. But over 1,200 kids, and they don't come with just one parent, right? So that's at least 2,400 parents that are staying in our hotels, once again, eating buying our food, taking up that South Louisiana culture that we're so famous for. And it's just a tremendous event that's been going on. I think we're somewhere around 30 years. If it's not at 30, it's close to 30. This might be the 29th year, I think, that the Mannings have there. And they use every place on Nichols campus. They use the practice facility, they use the field, they use the fields that are in between Nichols and the Thibodaux Regional Health Center. They use the front fields. They use the soccer fields on the side. So they overtake Thibodaux. And then on, not sure when the Pro Football Combine, I think it's in July, but that brings in 400 or 500 kids right there just for that combine. Dr. David Elias started this in memory of his family member, and you see him there, their practice, and it's run like a combine. It's pretty kind of cool. All these kids from all over, they come and they actually get to do the speed and agility drills. They get time. The time's in the 40. You see the kids running in the 40. And it gives them that environment of a college professional type of what they can expect if they're going to go on to bigger and better things in the sport of football. So
that really is pretty neat, that combine thing, because that's one of the newer things that started up recently, and that certainly is another great thing to have in this area.
It is.
Okay, and I know you also have a few other events going on besides just football camps and
So this Sunday, there's a Juneteenth celebration that happens at our Martin Luther King Park. The group headed by Trey Wagner, who's an employee of the city of Thibodaux, I like to mention that. He started this. This will be the third year for it's actually a heritage festival. There's tons of vendors out there serving food, having merchandise, giving T-shirts. He starts it off with a free yoga class in the morning. Then he has different gospel speakers or gospel singers or choir, church choirs in there. He'll have a couple of inspirational speakers in and out throughout the day. Just a tremendous event. Like we 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago when I took over, we made Juneteenth a holiday in the city of Thibodaux. And this is just to kind of commemorate that holiday. It's a great event. They take over the entire Martin Luther King Park. It's a safe, good family event to celebrate Juneteenth. And that group, Trey Wagner, Quincy Wagner, that whole group, they do a tremendous job with that festival. And then, of course, we have the July 4th celebration that goes on in Pelche Park. It's going to be on a Friday. We host it every Friday, every July 4th, every Friday this year. It'll start with a breakfast early in the morning. City Councilman Gene Richard has kind of coordinated this breakfast, probably going on over 20 years now. All the veterans and any armed service member, even any fire department or Acadian ambulance, they're welcome to come. They get the district attorney, Christine Russell, comes out with us and serves breakfast. Annette Fontana comes out. Cam Movon makes a guest appearance, and we actually serve breakfast to all these veterans. It's a tremendous day. Middle of the day, they'll have a band and a couple of good gospel, good singers, country western singers. And then, of course, it ends with our fireworks that's made possible by the L'Oreal Foundation. It ends at night with the fireworks, just celebrates July 4th like we do every year.
Well, sounds like a great event, but we do need to take a quick break, but we'll be back more to talk about some improvements in Thibodaux. Stay tuned right here on HTV.
This segment was brought to you by Gin Gators. We sink our teeth into service. This segment is brought to you by Buick, exceptional by design.
Welcome back to Bayou Time. I'm Jacob DeGate, and we're here with the mayor of Thibodaux, Kevin Claymore. Again, Mr. Mayor, thank you again for joining us. I know there are a lot of improvements that have been taking place over the year in Thibodaux. Can you tell us a little bit about those?
Yeah, I think we made it a priority to keep up and enhance all of our physical buildings, right? So the first picture, the first slide that Dwayne is going to show up, it's just some examples of what we're doing. The top is our recreation department. That's in Pelche Park, our rec center. For years, that had a flat roof on it. For years, that roof leaked. And then Ida kind of took a toll on us. And then the last, Francine really put us over the edge where we had to do something with that roof. We invested a ton of money getting that roof right. Found a local company, Labrador Improvements, that came out, actually did a tremendous job right there. So you'll see it's a pitch roof. Hopefully for the next 20, 30, 40 years, we never have to worry about, other than replacing shingles, we never have to worry about water getting in that building again. Down at the bottom right is our Section 8 Housing Authority office. Same thing right there. That was an old fire station that the city of Thibodaux owned. We turned it into a civil service office in our Section 8 building. It had a flat roof on it. Same issues, leaking in the walls. It just didn't have that good feel. So we hired the same company. We used Labrador again. He put a roof on there. Tremendous investment that's going to serve the city of Thibodaux for years to come. Down at the bottom left, it's a unique building, right? This is our Public Works barn, as we refer to it over the last probably 10, 15 years. It was originally a wastewater treatment facility. That's why it's round. That's why the center is kind of sloped where everything went down in the middle. It served as just, it really was just a storage unit that held all the stuff that we wanted to throw away. Didn't have any function. It's a huge building. You can't really tell right there. It's on a nice piece of land right by our Public Works Department. We found a contractor, Randy Landry Construction, actually to put a roof on that building, which is not the easiest thing in the world to do, right? He had to get it engineered, figured out how to do it. So at the end of this, we're going to have a huge brand new storage facility that we're going to use as a barn, but it's not just to house the dilapidated and thrown away pieces of equipment. It's going to be actually clean, fresh, climate-controlled storage that we can use. Just a way to repurpose some of our buildings in the city. And I think at this time, there's certain times when you invest in those type of priorities and in those type of buildings. I think, we made it a priority that we wanted to do that a couple of years ago, and we followed through in that. And that's all part of what we should be doing as a government. Creating a sound, fundamental, solid infrastructure for our citizens. So we're proud of those of those buildings that we're enhancing. Downtown Thibodaux, we've made it we've put a huge effort into just improving the quality of downtown Thibodaux, right? We're probably 40%, maybe 45% finished completion with this pavilion. It's going to be located on the corner of West 2nd and St. Philip, which is kind of like our central location. That pavilion right there can be used for all festivals. It can be used for a hangout spot for people downtown who are enjoying shopping, maybe grabbing a couple of quick sandwiches or a nice cup of coffee or maybe a cold tea in the afternoon. I'll leave it at that.
Exactly.
But that facility in that area is going to have pavers. It's going to be bollarded off. It'll have nice planters. And then once again, it improves the quality of life, but it helps out all these charitable organizations like the FOP, like Downtown Thibodaux, like the King Cake Festival, the Lafourche Educators. It'll save them $3,500, $4,000 from renting a stage. They'll be able to have all of their functions right there. We're not going to charge people at the onset of this. We're not trying to make this a business proposition. We wanted to improve the quality of Thibodaux, enhance that area, which was kind of dead, to be quite honest with you, and to give all our companies and all our organizations that actually use facilities and stages like that, give them a little boost and a little break. So,
Certainly.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that.
That's definitely going to help with the downtown area. And Thibodaux and Houma both are doing great jobs trying to bring back the downtown as much as they can.
I agree. And the last picture we have up there, we're gonna hit this one more time. It's the dreaded or the enhanced roundabout. On the left is the picture of what it looked like before. If you really dissect that picture, there's an intersection or a group of intersections. 15 ways to get in, 15 ways to get out, 15 ways to get into an accident, right? The state and the Department of Transportation came in with a plan. We put that plan in. So now you have a nice, beautiful, well-lit, well-organized roundabout. Still taking a little bit time to get used to, but that's just like anything in the world.
It's a little better than when we started.
Absolutely. So if you think about that, there's an entryway that comes in from the south, comes in from Houma. There's an exit way to get out that same way. You can go north to get to Chack Bay and to get to St. James. You can go east to get to Nicholls State University and Thibodaux Regional Health Centers. You can't really go west yet. I met with a local engineer in my office this week. We're going to tie that roundabout into Parish Road, which will let us get to Thibodaux High, let us get to St. Genevieve School, let us get out west.
All right. We're about out of time, but thank you. That's just a great idea, though. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Jake.
Stay tuned for more right here on HTV.
This segment was brought to you by Buick. Exceptional by design.